Hey, I'm Amy Chang, and I'm a nationally board certified health and wellness coach. And this is Healthy AF. Here, we're going to bring to you all things health. You'll hear stories of people who have transformed their health and in the meantime, transformed their lives. We'll answer those burning questions about the newest health strategies, and we'll tackle some common roadblocks that my clients bring to me all the time. Lastly, we're going to talk to some practitioners who will bring to you different modalities that they're passionate about and how you could benefit from using those. So buckle in. We're going to be inspired, instructed, and have a little fun with Healthy AF. Hey, everybody, and welcome to Healthy AF. I'm so excited to be doing this episode. I actually asked a friend, what do you think I should talk about on the next episode? And she said, tempting foods. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's a good one. So here it is. This is a quick and dirty. Nothing conceptual about this podcast episode. 3 tips. What do you do about tempting foods? Number 1, do not buy them. Now, that sounds simple. When you have teenagers in your house, it's not as simple. Okay? I have a rule in my home that you can buy cookies. I can buy cookies for you, but I better not find them. And there's a reason for that. Because they're too tempting and I have no willpower, okay? So there might be a designated spot in the pantry that they go behind. There might be even a place in your closet in your bedroom that they go in. But they can't be sitting out on the counter. That's a no-go for me, okay? So if you're buying them, maybe you're hiding them. They are out of sight, out of mind. Here's another one, too, that fits into this category of don't have it. I guess it was probably a decade ago now, a new donut shop opened up in my town and it was all the rage. And people were like, have you tasted the new donut shop donuts? And my answer was, no, I'm not going to a new donut shop. Thank you. I don't need anything else that I'm trying desperately to avoid at this point in my life, right? So it's making those choices like, dude, if you are avoiding sugars, don't go to the bakery, okay? And that sounds a little crazy town, but depending on how much you're struggling, somebody else can go pick up your kid's birthday cake. You don't have to put yourself in that situation if you know it's a super tempting new skill for yourself. Just don't do that. That's the first tip. Don't buy it. Second tip is know your triggers. Now, this one is a little bit more difficult for me with sugars in particular, and I will just share this out of the gate. About a week to 10 days before I get my period, I could eat sugars hand over fist. And I love to tell y'all to give yourself some grace. And there have been a lot of days where I've said, Amy, just eat the cookie. You feel stressed out and miserable, and you're using this to cope, and that is okay. Eat the cookie. The problem is when you're premenstrual for 10 days, you can't have 10 days of cookies. Okay? So I had a hard time identifying that I was premenstrual and that was the trigger. I didn't have a hard time identifying when I don't sleep well, I am going to want more sugar that day. So if I know I've had a poor sleep, I'm like, okay, be on the lookout. You might need to take a nap. You might need to make sure you have more delicious snacks that you really like, but you're going to have to do something because sugar gremlin's going to come your way and bite you. So know those triggers. Is it stress? Is it tired? Is it you haven't eaten all day and now you're eating something you don't want to eat? Is it a fluctuation in your hormone? Is it, I can think of actually quite a few times in my life that I have been triggered and reached for the Oreo cookies. Some of it was parenting. I used to love Lucky Charms, man. When the kids were little, I'd buy a box and eat it and not let them have any because I wasn't going to feed that to my children. Yeah, sugar and I have had a diabolical, complicated relationship in 51 years. Know your triggers and start becoming aware of what they are so that you can head that off at the pass and give yourself another comfort so that you don't go to the comfort you don't want to have. Last tip, explore the impact and the possibilities. Okay, this is a big conceptual concept to chew on, right? So explore the impact. How do you feel when you drink that sixth beer, eat that gluten, load up with cheese, have that sugar, whatever it is that you really want to shift about your diet? How do you feel when you overeat? How do you feel when you eat late? Get present to the impact of that decision. Now, you can write more paragraphs than you think you can on the impact of that decision. For instance, if I were just to take a surface level dig, I'm not kidding, at my love hate with gluten. If I eat some gluten pretty consistently, I am more likely to have a fluffy tummy. And when I have a fluffy tummy, I'm more likely to be gassy. And when I'm more likely to be gassy, I'm more likely to be embarrassed. And when I'm more likely to be embarrassed, I don't want to go salsa dancing after I've had a week full of gluten belly because I don't want to fart on somebody. Now, if you're not cracking up right now, that's probably you should be. But that really is the impact of when I eat that. Red wine. I noticed that some red wines, when I went to sleep, I woke up with a headache. But some red wines, when I went to sleep, I woke up with a meh. It was just harder for me to generate me. I have a hard enough time keeping the seasonal affective disorder, the depression, the overwhelm at bay so that I can perform and be happy and find joy and play. I don't need anything else that's going to make me meh when I wake up. So knowing that impact was like, wow, that's very motivating to make that change of I'm not going to have that red wine. So that's a driver that takes you from a place of like, ooh, I don't like this. I'm going to change. There's another driver too, and we've talked about this in several podcasts. It's a big thing for me. The other driver is going to somewhere you want to go. So just as important as looking at how is it that I really feel when I eat this certain way, and why don't I like that, and what about that doesn't work well for me? The flip side is, you know what? When I don't do that habit, or when I don't eat that tempting food, I actually feel great. I wake up in the morning with more energy and a better mood. I'm less gassy. My poops are regular and I don't have to push it out and my hemorrhoid doesn't get upset. Really work it all the way down. When my hemorrhoid's not upset, I'm not as worried about my health. I feel like I'm healthier and feel like I'm more capable. Okay? So really look at when I don't do this tempting food habit, actually, I feel better and I'm more active and that makes me happier. And then when I pick up the kids from school, I'm not so stressed out. You see how you can really work through both the impact of the habit and also work through the possibilities that are available to you when you are not enacting that habit. So there you go, 3 tips. I wrote them down. Hang on. Don't buy it or go near it. Know your triggers for tempting foods and food habits. And number 3 is explore the impact and the possibilities, the impact of living inside that habit and the possibilities of living outside that habit to really get clear on what's at stake when you fall prey to temptation. And don't forget to give yourself some grace. For Pete's sake, we're all just practicing here, right? Subscribe and like and comment below and tune in next time. And I'll see you again on Healthy AF. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Healthy AF podcast. I hope that it has helped you create a new possibility for your health and sets you into action to go get it. If you want more information or if you want to connect with me, visit my website at myhealthylife.coach. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button so that each new Healthy AF episode will be sent directly to you. Let's take you from where you are to where you want to go.